good evening once again. Yeah, I don't know, today is an evening full of challenges, but by God's grace, we are going to do this live podcast. So anyway, how are you guys doing? How is everyone? How is your Wednesday afternoon? Us, us here, it started, I don't know, I don't want to explain a lot, but anyway, let's get to the point. Like we said, we are here to share, we are here to connect, we are here to educate and also learn from you. So it's a process. And as usual, with your co-hosts, Frank Biaruhanga, who is in the building, your favorite one.
How are you?
I'm okay.
No, I'm not okay. Be honest, I don't know why today is the network is behaving like this, and it has
Yes.
never behaved like this. But of course, we have to find all the ways, and then at least we talk to people, at least we educate, we share information together. Yeah, we are struggling here. You don't know what was happening even before.
Yes,
Is it okay? But is it still
I
there?
think we are going to be sharing behind the scenes one of
Yeah,
these
behind
days.
the
We
scenes,
need to be sharing our behind
one
the
of
scenes.
these days we are going to share them.
Yeah. Okay, anyway, like we had said,
Yeah.
we have a special guest today, a very good friend of mine. I've not known her for so long, but the little time I've known her, she has been an amazing friend. So I'm going to invite her here to tell you more about herself. I cannot explain, I cannot like introduce her fully. I just want her to do it herself. So you're welcome.
Thank you so much, Momo. Hello, everyone. I'm so much humbled to be here today,
We're also humbled to have you.
and I'm so much humbled to speak to the audience out there and to the whole world. Thank you so much for the opportunity, Momo. You are really a good friend. Yeah, my
Ow.
name is. Yeah, you are.
Thank you. I'm also, by the way, I'm so humbled. I don't know what to say, Gloria. Like, you're really an amazing and cool person.
Yeah, she's inspirational
Yeah.
to people, a role model to so many young people, like including me. Of course, you inspire me every day. You know, we at least the little time we get, and then we have a conversation. I've been saying that, and today we are telling people that yes, you're.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm so much humbled.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for those loving and kind words.
Okay,
Ah.
and face the camera and introduce yourself. Who are you? Who is Gloria?
Thank you so much, Momo. To all the viewers out there, my name is Nawanyaga Gloria. I'm 23 years old. I'm a fourth year law student at Uganda University. A working student. I work at Moju, that is Mercury University, John Hopkins University, and I volunteer with many organizations, including UNIPA, where I was crowned as Miss Y Plus 2017-2018. Miss Y Plus is Miss Young Positives, whereby I was the representative, and I'm still the representative of young people living with HIV.
She's the queen. Oh, hail the
Yeah, we are
Yes.
seated with the queen here.
Once a queen, always a queen.
Yeah, of course it is.
However
Yeah.
much we have the current, but I still have my crown and
Yeah,
stuff. So
it's there.
yeah, and I'm still advocating. This Y Plus Beauty Pageant basically is to empower young people living with HIV to come up and be advocates for change, to be the voice for the voiceless. We young people living with HIV, we have very many challenges, and in most cases, we don't have anyone to say out our challenges,
True.
to speak on our behalf. So I personally, I decided to be that voice, to be that person who will speak for the rest, because there are many issues that affect us. But if we don't have any voice for us, nothing will change and nothing will be done upon those issues. So I became the voice for the voiceless, and I'm proud HIV advocate.
Yeah. So, like we had said before, this is your show today.
Yeah.
I think because me, I have really learned a lot of things from you. I think Frank has done the same because we came to an agreement. We're like, but we need Gloria. Yeah, we need her to share those
To share,
those
yeah, with
stories to
other
the
people,
world,
yeah.
to the world,
Yeah.
so that they can also learn from them. Yeah, that's why we brought you here. So you can tell us like what inspires you to be like that strong advocate of young people living with HIV.
Thank you so much. What inspires me to be an advocate is the passion I have for equality. As a law student, I believe that no one is equal, no one is above the law, so we are all equal under the law. So I believe that we should be treated equally, despite of our statuses, despite of our cultures, despite of our norms or even our values. We are all equal, so no one is above the law.
Yeah.
And the passion that drives me for that equal rights is the thing that pushed me to be an advocate who I am today. Yes. So I have the passion for fighting for the rights of others, and as a person living with HIV, I believe that I'm not different from other people. What they can, we can also do it.
Yes,
HIV
yes.
does not define me, so that also drives me to stand up and be an advocate, to speak up. Yeah.
Yeah, you see, most people see it as a vulnerability. They feel like if you're living with HIV, then there are things you can't do.
You can do,
But
yeah.
like, she's
Like
a law
sometimes
student,
you feel out of the place,
Yeah.
maybe because of the stigma and the discrimination after disclosing yourself to people. Yeah, so it's like how you dealing with the community where there is discrimination, where there is stigma. You've seen sometimes they say it is not that people die because of HIV, they die because of the stigma and this discrimination. So how are you really coping up with?
Thank you so much, Frank, for that question. Stigma and discrimination has always been one of our biggest challenges that we are facing, not only young people living with HIV, but all people living with HIV. And we find that if the society does not appreciate us, if the society does not love us, then we will not love ourselves. We will not get that morale to come up and do something in life and be someone in life. So if the people out there change their perspective of how they think about people living with HIV, I think we will also be motivated to come up and because we have very many potentials. As I said earlier, what someone can do who is HIV negative, I can also do it.
Yeah, true.
I'm studying with people who are HIV negative and we are in the same class and probably get the same marks.
Or better.
Yeah,
Or
or even
better,
better.
Yeah.
So I don't see any reason why people should think that having HIV makes me vulnerable or having HIV makes me different from them.
Yeah.
So if people change their perspective towards us living with HIV, it will be a very, very good
It's a
thing.
win-win for all of us.
Yes, for all of us. And the other thing, to people living with HIV, I'm a person living with HIV, but it's not so easy to accept ourselves of who we are. That yes, I'm HIV positive, what is next? I have nothing to do about it, but taking my drugs, loving myself, and moving on with
It's
life.
not the end of the
Yeah,
world.
it's not the end of life. Having HIV is not the end of life. And I believe it all starts with me. If you love yourself, if you don't give a damn about what people think about you or say about you, trust me, you can make it. No one can put you down. However much they discriminate us, however much they stigmatize us, however much they make us feel small in society or community, if you believe in yourself and have that urge to show people that you can make it despite of all other things around you, that you can be someone in life, nothing can put you down. So it's two-way. The community has to change their perspective and the way they treat us, and even people living with HIV have to change what they think about themselves.
Yeah. Like that energy you're giving right there. I mean, I just want to know where it came from.
Yeah. Like that inspirational.
Because
yeah.
people, I know that people are saying, but I want you to like just
'Cause
share
there are
where
many,
that
but
came from.
there are few who can,
Who can do that?
who
trust
can
me.
have the energy, who can have that like in public and say. So like we want that really story. Yeah, and people who are watching really also they really need that story.
Okay, thank you so much, both of you. My story is so long.
We are
I
here
know.
to listen to
I
it
know.
and
Trust me.
My story is so long, but
Trust me,
I'll cut
every-
the long story short,
the long
and
story short.
I'll give you the nitty-gritties. We call them, in law, we call them nitty-gritties, the more important thing.
Give
Yeah,
them,
okay.
girl. Like, you see, when I am talking, and sometimes people might feel like, take it in reality. This is reality right now. This is reality. It's not that we are acting this whole thing. I've known Hannah for so long, but the little
But a
time
little
I've
time,
known you,
yeah,
Gloria,
yeah.
you've really inspired me.
I think for me,
I know
with-
you.
I think for like 2 years.
A lot.
Yeah, for
like
like
2
2
years
years.
for me
Yeah.
and Gloria.
So
So at least in the 2 years I know
yes,
things. Yeah.
yeah, and by the way, like we had discussed before, some people don't know that they're actually stigmatizing others.
Yes.
They are ignorant about it. You can share those few
Yeah,
cases where like you find maybe someone is ignorantly stigmatizing his friend
Yeah.
when they don't know or what you've gone through. Because I know that is one of those are most of the things that have built you. Yeah, just people need to know these things. Trust me.
Okay, first of all, I got to know about my status when I was 11 years. That is when I discovered that I'm HIV positive. That moment, I was still a kid and I was still young. I didn't even know what people think about HIV. I didn't even know that people think that HIV is a big deal in society, in the community. And this is how I got to know about my status. I asked my mom, why do we always go to hospital? Because we had to go for checkups and refills. Yeah, and it was like every week we had to go to hospital. So I was tired of that. I was irritated of going to hospital all the time, missing school. I used to hate it so much. So till that time when I went to my mom and confronted her, I told her, Mom, tell me, why are we always going to hospital?
Yeah.
And as you know, it's not so easy. For my mom used to always tell me that there is no parenthood which bad for their children.
Yeah.
And for her, yes, there is a time I judged her, but right now I can't say that it was her fault. No, because there is no parent who would wish that for their children or their kids. Went to her, I asked her, why am I always in hospital? She was afraid to tell me at first. You know, disclosure is a very hard thing. I don't know if you can be my witness, people out there who are
Yeah.
HIV positive and not only HIV positive, even people who have
things,
other sicknesses, let's say it's cancer or sickle cell.
And even let's give it like the STIs, these STDs.
Yeah.
Simply
Yeah.
tell your friend that I have gonorrhea.
Exactly. Even
It is
going to
really
hospital
hard.
and tell the doctor that, you know what, I have gonorrhea, it's so hard.
So hard.
So
That's
imagine.
something that you know. For the meantime, they're going to treat it, and then you get back to normal.
Imagine
and then
you're
you
telling
start.
someone that you have a sickness that people think that people with that sickness are not supposed to be in the society, are not supposed to live.
touch
Yes,
things,
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. And
Yeah.
something that is going to be with you for the rest of your
Your
life,
life,
it's
yeah.
not so easy.
Yeah.
It's not so easy. Even as the fact that I accepted myself, I find it hard sometimes, especially when I get someone vibing me, you know, I'm still beautiful.
We are
I hope
going
I'm
to get
beautiful.
there. Yeah.
So this pleasure
like
is
like
ahead.
don't
Yeah.
preempt our questions
Okay,
now.
Okay, fine. So I went to her, I told her, asked her, she was afraid to tell me, but I think she gained courage after some time, so she decided to take us out. I'm sorry, I'm using us, but I'm not supposed to use us. But I'm used to using us. But I won't say the
Yeah.
person I was with. Yeah, so she took us out, and when we went there, she asked us, what do you know about HIV? Have you ever heard about HIV? Yes, since I was, kind of old enough, I told her, yes, I've heard about HIV. Then she asked, what did you hear about HIV, or what do you know about HIV? I told her, what I heard is people who have HIV are going to die. That is what I told her. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
So if you just put yourselves in my mom's shoes, you're going to tell someone that you're HIV positive, but already that person thinks that people with HIV are going to
They're
die.
going to-
Instantly.
I know. So she was afraid and very scared. She even got more afraid. And she asked, what if I tell you that you have HIV? What do you do? It was a very tricky question for me. And I kept quiet. Actually, I didn't answer that. I kept quiet. So she knew that I got to know that maybe I'm HIV positive. Because why would someone ask me such a question?
Yeah, especially your mother.
Yeah. So I got to figure out that I'm HIV positive, and that was the time I hated myself, I hated my parents, I hated my mom, I hated my dad, I hated my siblings, I hated everyone. I didn't see worth in living. I didn't see my life being meaningful. I hated everything. I hated school. Just know it was not so easy for me. But my mom is a very beautiful woman, beautiful outside and inside at heart.
Yeah.
She made a very, very good decision for me. She decided to take me to a group of young people who are like me. And actually, it's where I'm working currently. Yeah, at Muju. We have a group called YGM. And there are people, there are young people who are living with HIV, and they basically provide psychosocial support. When I reached there, I saw young people, of course, kids who are looking good, who are healthy, they are so jolly, they are so happy. I'm like, really, these people are HIV positive? Because my mom told me these people are HIV positive. But I could not believe that they're HIV positive.
Because they look so happy.
They
Yeah.
look so happy,
They
they
are
look healthy, beautiful,
Cool, yeah.
handsome, so jolly. I'm like, these people are really HIV positive. So I started also changing my perspective there and then, because I saw them, they're HIV positive, but they don't really care. They're living their lives, they're happy, they're healthy. So I started getting that mentality that, wow, that I can also be like them. I can forget about the fact that I'm HIV positive. I live my life, I live healthy, I take my drugs, and move on with life.
Yeah, so I think your school life, when yeah, because of course when they told you, you were how old?
I was 11.
You were 11.
Yes, I was still a
But
kid.
you're in at campus now.
Yes, I'm at campus
Yeah.
now.
Because trust me, even those kids or teachers or whatever, like they did most of the things out of ignorance.
Yeah.
Like I want that society, I want everyone listening out there to know, or maybe to know some of these small things that you do to your people, to your relatives, to your friends, and you don't know that deep down it is actually affecting them. Like what happened in maybe school, how did you cope
Like
up,
the
how did you
school, yeah.
manage
That
to
the
reach
school
here?
reaction from the student to the teachers.
Talking about my school life, the reason that's why I'm smiling, because it has not been easy.
Yeah.
Yes, I've been
And nowadays, our sadness, we just smile.
I
it
know.
off.
Yeah.
I know. I've been changing schools. I think from the last time I remember, because of being HIV positive, or the HIV status
Stigma.
thing, the HIV stigma. Uh, that time when my mom disclosed to me when I was 11, of course, some of my teachers were so curious why I was also missing school, because remember I used to miss school. So one of our teachers came to me and asked me, why do you always miss school? I was afraid to tell him at first. Then these teachers who are so cunning, and I was so innocent. He tells me, don't worry, you tell me, I'm not going to tell anyone. I may even have a certificate in counseling, so I can counsel you, I can even support you. Like, okay, okay, let me say stupidly, taken up by his words. I told him, yeah, okay, I'm HIV positive. It's like, oh, don't worry, it's not the end, you can, live.
By the way, I want to address that. Those people who will tell you, it's not like they don't actually mean it, but nowadays, today, a certain minister said something like, we are in a point where HIV is stagnated. Like everyone just knows, oh, okay, your HIV,
It's okay.
Yeah, like they just brush it, but deep down, they don't actually
Exactly.
internalize
Exactly.
it.
And,
I think
and
that's what the
sometimes
teacher-
they don't take time to know what you're going through.
Exactly.
For them, they are just saying, for the sake you are there.
For the
Yeah.
sake
But
of
not
making me happy,
Yeah,
but
making
that
you
it's not
happy.
actually real. It's not from
Yeah.
their real hearts.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that is what he told me. But I was so disappointed after some time when everyone knew at school, and people started discriminating me. People started hating me because I'm HIV positive. And that was the time I stopped taking my drugs. That time I was still on Septrin, because I remember these days it changed, but recently we would take Septrin. Then if your viral load is high, you start ARVs. So by then I was on Septrin, so I stopped taking Septrin like for a full year. Yeah, without taking Septrin. So that is when I think I was in P7 by then. That is when my viral load increased, and starting my senior one, I was very, very ill. I was actually bedridden. I didn't study half of my senior one. I joined, I think, second term. That is when I joined. Yeah, and I started ARVs then. But it didn't. The stigma didn't end there.
Yeah.
When people got to know that I'm bedridden, can you imagine at that tender age, some of them started saying that I had aborted. I was even still a virgin. Oh my God, that thing hurt me so much. And some of them started talking that I'm HIV, I have AIDS, I'm HIV positive. So that was the time that we had a neighbor. He was a boy. I think he was interested. Okay, he was interested in me. I won't just think, because I remember he approached me one time. When he approached me, I told him, no, I can't do it. I can't love you. So it happened so that in my senior 2, I had to go to the same school where he was. And what this guy did, I think because he wanted to revenge that the fact that I had refused him, I had said no to him, he went telling everyone how I'm HIV positive, because he had heard the rumors on the village. That's time when I was ill, he had the rumors. So he went and told everyone at school how I'm HIV positive.
Just
and,
because you rejected him.
Exactly, because I rejected him. So,
So hard feelings came in. Like,
yeah,
I need
he wanted to
yeah,
revenge.
to do a revenge.
I don't know why you guys do that. When
By
someone
now, and I
says
think
no,
it's a common
you
thing.
change
Yeah,
the...
Not
I
only
think it is-
exposing HIV,
it is,
but
it is-
they start exposing those
exactly.
Yeah,
I
secrets.
know.
it is about how someone understands the situation, and if someone says no for me, at least
For you.
I go ahead and then learn from the no.
Yeah.
You
But
get
majority of the men
and,
are so
and I make sure
So they-
that person who
And
says
it has
no
been-
is my
I
friend.
know.
You
Way
get
back,
I know.
Olava,
Yeah,
in your
so-
second
I
degree.
know,
Yeah.
I
And
know.
so see,
Like I think 10 years from now.
Yeah.
Yes. So this guy went on telling everyone I'm HIV positive. I remember the worst experience I had at that school with that boy. I was sick. Okay, I had not recovered fully, and I went to school not feeling so well. So when I felt I cannot take in anymore in class, I decided to go out.
Yeah.
So we had by then we had a small is it called, what is it called, main hall? Yes,
yeah.
main hall. So I went to the main hall. I found that guy there. So I put my head down, like putting my head down. He was behind me with his friends. So he started. I don't know why. I didn't hear it. I didn't hear their conversation very well. But what I heard is they started pointing at me, laughing. Then I heard Silim, something like that.
Yeah, that's the local name.
Yes, that's the
yeah,
local name
yeah.
for AIDS.
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
they
so
start coming and
exactly.
Yeah.
So it made me feel so bad, very bad. That was the time I hated my parents more. Remember, I hated them.
Yeah.
Yes,
You
I hated
blamed
my parents.
them.
I started blaming them. I started judging them. Oh my God! I really thank God that I don't do it anymore.
You're over that.
Yeah, I'm over that.
There is more to
And
life,
HIV
guys.
HIV does not define me. That is what I believe, and that is what I always tell
You
to
tell
people,
people, yeah.
and to young people like me who are HIV positive. HIV cannot define you. You can become anything, and whatever people think about you, it doesn't matter. What matters is what you think about yourself. If you call me ugly when I believe that I'm beautiful, that's nonsense to me, because for me I have that belief inside me that I'm beautiful. So it will be nonsense to me. Yeah. So that time a lot happened, because that was the time I wanted to quit school. Yes. I remember I would leave home to go to school, but I would not reach school. I would hide somewhere in the slums.
Because at school there was pressure.
Yes, at school, no, I thought no one loved me. I felt so small. I felt that I was not fit to be in society.
The
That's-
normal ones,
Yeah.
you know, they are like,
Yeah, yeah.
it's the normal ones. But I mean, what's normality? What does even that mean nowadays?
Yes. So that was the time I wanted to leave school, but I really thank my parents and thank God that that time we got issues at home. Yeah. It's not part. Okay, it's part of my story, but it's not connected to HIV. So God helped me. I think God does things in a mysterious way, and there is always a reason why
Yeah.
something happens. So at that time, issues happened at home in my family, and we had to shift from this area to some area
Yeah.
where we went.
Yeah.
And that was the time I hated school, and actually was planning to tell my mom that I don't want school anymore. I want to quit school. Or if they cannot change me the school, I'm quitting. But I was scared. Remember, I used to hate them, so I would not talk to them. So after all that happened, my mom called me. She asked me, she told me, okay, we talked like a mother-daughter, conversation. Then she's like, what happened at home? So we are going to shift, but we're thinking we don't want you to change schools. Was thinking that you stay with your auntie so that you can do what? Continue with where you have been. Then I had to narrate the whole story to her. She didn't know because I used to hate her. So she didn't know. She felt very bad. Very, very bad. And I remember she started crying. Yeah. Of course, as mothers, they have that soft heart. Yeah. So she asked me, what do you want? You want to be changed the school? I'm like, yeah, that is what I want. I want me to change the school so that I can go to an environment where I feel I'm loved, where I feel that people will
Like
accept me in
the
society.
environment that you feel like
favors
you
me.
belong to.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's friendly. But
Yeah,
by
it's
the way, I
friendly.
need to ask, because an environment to be friendly. Anyway, I don't know, but did you come to get that friendly environment the way you feel like it's going to be friendly, or you just have to?
I think
get away.
this is something that she really felt like,
Yeah.
and then like this is environment. I think there's another environment that I really belong to, which is very good for me, that
Yeah.
will accept me. And then her question is like, did you really reach at the point, and then you're like, this is the environment.
Yes. To be honest with you, in real life, as I told you earlier, it all starts with me. There is no environment that is fit for us to be in, especially according to my status. People living with HIV, people will always talk about you. People will always stigmatize, people will always discriminate, people will always say filthy things about you. But if you believe that HIV cannot define me, if you believe that whatever they say is not me, I'm someone else, I'm beautiful, I'm not a sickler, I'm not a walking dead, that environment can be a good environment.
The one you create on your own.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So
'cause
it is
it's
it
really
is
hard.
you to create the environment.
Exactly.
Wow.
Otherwise, you will always cry because everywhere you go, people hearing about HIV. Trust me, something will change. You will see something changing.
Yeah. And
mere
by
fact
now,
of hearing
like
about HIV.
talking about creating that environment, I feel like improvements have been made, like, and it has been through awareness. There is self-awareness, then there is also creating, like the way, like the amazing work you're doing, moving, creating awareness in like districts, in regions. It has really impacted a lot of people.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
know
It has
there are so
impacted.
many.
Yeah, talking about sensitization and awareness about HIV, I've done that a lot, but it doesn't mean that people still don't have that perspective, that bad perspective about HIV. That is why we still have stigma and discrimination. However much, I always tell people, however much we have done a lot to sensitize people about HIV, but still more has to be done. You understand? More has to be done because you see that we young people are getting HIV, are being infected every week. Many young people are
Every
getting
day.
infected every day, every year. So I see that we still have a lot to do, and not only us, the advocates, but everyone out there. It's your responsibility to
Yeah.
see that we don't have HIV increasing, we don't have new infections, to see that we reach our goal of having an HIV-free generation or world.
And we are going to start by us accepting, like,
Yeah,
the stigma.
this-
Stigma is one of the biggest threats.
I think
Accept,
the internal stigma is the one that is the biggest. Like she said, first understand who you are, accept who you are, and then
Love yourself.
love yourself. Then after fighting the internal stigma,
Can fight
the
the
external
the
is
external.
going
So
to be like it's going
Yes.
to be
So
so easy. But
Yes.
if
So easy.
but if you have like an internal stigma and then you have
When
the
you yourself,
external,
yeah.
that means you'll never be happy and you will
Exactly.
never find the environment that you're talking about. You will never.
But however much, as I said, it's two-way. It's stigma. It's two ways. It's two types. There are two types of stigma. You have the self-stigma, then the external stigma. What I talked about, what I've been explaining, that's the self-stigma.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we also have the external stigma,
The
whereby
external.
people should know that we are not different from them.
By the way,
People should know that we can do what they
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
People should know that we are responsible, we have potential.
people should know that actually some people are born with HIV.
Yes, not
It's
everyone
not, it's
was
not that I have to go to a
to
bar
have
to catch
sex.
it.
I know.
Yeah, you've reminded me one of the one.
Yes.
There's one. I think
I
one
saw you
of
fighting a battle on Twitter.
yeah,
And
that,
by the
that
way,
battle actually pissed me off,
you,
and I
Josh,
got yeah.
Josh Mirondo, you guys are amazing.
Yeah,
And who Frost?
I read
Frost.
the tweet. It was like person is after finishing exams,
Yeah,
a good daughter
a
is
good daughter.
yeah,
Who is even a good
is
daughter?
supposed to
That's
stay in hostel,
Yeah.
and then the dad or the mother come and then
one.
pick.
Pick them.
But
Then
others, they are going to the bars
Bars.
and then look for the KFC after eating KFC.
prostitution in short.
Aha.
Where they're going
and
to
then
catch
get
HIV,
they get the HIV,
STDs, and gonorrhea.
after eating KFC.
But she wasn't wrong. Only that.
Then, no, her angle.
Me? No. Let me tell you. Frank.
Okay, have your opinion. I will
Yes.
also have my
Yes,
opinion.
yes.
So you
I
can,
also have my
yeah. And then we
Yes.
hear one
Yes,
from her.
when
Yeah.
she like I say, some people do actually stigmatize others out of ignorance.
Exactly.
Like I don't really think she knew how much such a post of not even 500 words would impact on very many young people's lives. Young people nowadays who are on Twitter, who are on Facebook. Banangi. I
You know,
just
man,
don't know what to say.
I
But
read,
think
and then I was
it
like, now
all
what can I
ignorance.
reply? What can I post? What else?
Yeah,
Like,
it was
took me like
ignorance.
minutes to reply.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was. And I'm still talking.
Yeah, this
It wouldn't hurt for you to go in an inbox and maybe tell her.
Okay.
Yes,
I will
everyone has an
reach
opinion.
there.
And
Yeah.
maybe tell her, which I know most people won't take seriously. They will feel like, yeah, sometimes people have to learn the hard way. Like that was amazing. Like you did. If we have more people who are going to be strong advocates, who are going to be there, like alert, tetwagala such things in society. I just want that. But like I said, people actually are not aware that they are stigmatizing. Me, that's what I learned. People don't know that they're stigmatizing others most
Yeah.
times.
Now, let me start from where she ended. Like, we're supposed to DM her and
Yeah, you would have done that.
I think I have a circle of friends that really understand the society and then understand the advocacy, what it means, and sometimes what you post and then someone can react on it. So Josh and Frost and Geno Eric.
Yeah.
So one of them, you went in the inbox.
Okay.
Actually, it was Geno Eric. He was the one who went, and they say hi. Like this is what you've posted. It is
Not
really
okay.
yeah. It is not okay.
That
it
is
really
cyberbullying.
bad. Yes. And what you're doing is
Cyber stigmatizing.
yeah, you're
I
stigmatizing
don't know
people,
what
and no one is saying I'm supposed to go and then get HIV just
Yeah.
like that.
Actually,
Goes
yeah,
after
it's
that.
not that.
So and then for us, of course, we had also to find a way. But what we didn't attack, we didn't do what we are
Yeah.
trying to see that we're
It
trying
was
to show her.
sensitization.
Yeah, it was sensitization. We're like, no,
Advocacy.
look, it was advocacy. Like this is how it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
But if okay, maybe did you tweet this? Did you read it? Did you think about the impact? Like you're asking.
Okay, so
And
what
then
was her response?
after she deleted the tweet, and then she was like, I didn't know, but
Yeah.
she apologized.
Yeah.
But of course, the impact had.
Yeah,
you know,
it's already done.
Yeah, it's already done.
The
but
damage.
the damage has been done.
Yeah.
But at least she apologized. And these are the things that we learn in a society. We learn from the mistakes. She did that mistake, and I think I love my circle of friends.
Yeah.
Those guys, yeah.
Yeah, that's strength,
yeah,
by the way.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
really courage.
There are few who can
do that.
Who can do that?
Yeah, there are few who can do that.
Yeah.
So,
So
that was
you
a
had
good-
an opinion, like
Well, I have an
burning,
opinion.
like
Yeah, please
yeah,
give
yeah,
one.
burning.
To start from, I want to give you a scenario where this guy called me and told me, "Hi Gloria, how are you? I'm your friend on Facebook, but you're still a young girl. I want to ask you a question. How many guys did you sleep with to get infected?"
Wow.
Imagine. I first kept quiet. I'm
That
like,
also this
oh my god. Have you ever felt when something is
At home.
a thorn on your heart going down? That is what I felt. But I first kept quiet. I went calm. The reason that's why I'm bringing this story is that the first thing you talked about, most people think that people living with HIV or people who have HIV got the HIV through sexual intercourse.
That's
Or
a
sexual acts.
which is a criminal.
Yes.
Balaba, it's like the worst thing to do, or
Exactly.
criminalizing HIV.
Criminalizing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is not true, because some of us just found ourselves victims. I found myself a victim because I was born with it. And even if you just contracted the HIV, does it matter?
I don't think it does.
Because I don't think you would wish for yourself bad, would you?
No.
So would you wish for yourself to, maybe if those who have suicidal thoughts and
And still, I don't think HIV
I
is
think-
the
and-
best option if you have suicidal thoughts.
yes, but I personally, I counsel many people. People come to me, those who have been infected, those who are already found themselves, who are born with it, who have found themselves victims. But I always tell them, even those who contracted when they are old, it's not your fault. And we should know that everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
There is always a blessing in a disguise.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, if I was not HIV positive, I'm not saying that to be HIV positive is good. No, it's not good. That is why I always tell people to abstain, for those who are in schools and for those who are not in schools, to use protections. You understand? So I was saying that everything happens for a reason. If I was not HIV positive, I would not probably be speaking to you. I would not
Yeah,
be
you wouldn't.
inspiring
Yeah.
people. I would not
Man,
be,
yeah, that angle.
advocating,
Yeah.
for rights for people living with HIV. So I always tell them there is always a reason, and you should not give up on life. If
Yeah.
you still have life, that is the most important thing. That is the most important thing. So we should always be grateful. Another thing, we should thank God we have ARVs, and they're free of charge. You understand?
As long as you
Yeah.
walk in
As
and
long as you go to a health facility,
and test,
yeah, because
we have a problem. Most of us don't actually even know our statuses, and that's for sure. Like, they don't know. People, oh God,
you
What
have
is
reminded
worse?
me. You have reminded
not
me of the
knowing
show.
or going and knowing. I want us to think about such things. What do you really think is worse, Frank, or you? What do you think? Going or just
I-
staying out there like
I
at
think-
least
I
I
think-
shouldn't know.
I think not knowing is the worst.
I think it's the
Yeah,
worst.
that is the worst. Not knowing who you are, not knowing your status. That is the worst for me.
Go
Have
and
you heard
test
of
and know.
this quoting that if you think education is expensive, try ignorance?
Exactly.
So that shows that not knowing something, being ignorant about something, is even more costly than knowing.
Exactly.
Understand? So people out there should know that however much people discriminate us, however much people have those bad things about HIV, you should know about your life. You understand? It's your life.
Yeah.
If you really love your life, you should know where you're standing. And it doesn't mean that if you find yourself positive, it's the end of life. No, it's not. So you should not get scared of testing, because this is your life.
By the way, I used to be that kind of person. I used to think if you found out like you're living with HIV, I was like, my first, like before, I would say Banange that day I find out, I would just go and fall off the building. I would say that, I'm not lying. I would say, I would really like just fall off. You know why? I did not know anything about HIV. It was just that scary thing. It was like that scary devil they talk about in stories at night that comes for people. So the fact that you don't know more, you don't know anything about
Yeah,
it
yeah.
scares the shit out
I
of you.
know.
But now that the more I've been in these circles, the more I've gotten to
Like
have that
the more you
knowledge
get information,
and information,
yeah.
guys. In
And the more you
every
interact
whether
with
it's
people, it is,
SRHR,
yeah.
whether it's HIV, the more information you get, the easier it becomes for you to
you.
know what you're gonna do about it.
Yeah.
So people should know out there, being ignorant about HIV is even more costly and more dangerous to you.
Yeah.
So you shouldn't take a responsibility and know about HIV, because at the end of the day, we are helping the nation. You're not helping yourself alone as an individual, but you're helping your sister, you're helping your brother, you're helping your relative, you're helping the community and the world at large, because we are fighting against HIV worldwide. You understand?
Even like whatever, even
And
our
there is
own
no way we can
president
fight
once
it
led
as,
that
as
campaign.
an individual.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he
We
did
can-
because he was
we
scared,
have
like
to
his
do it
population
as
is
a
getting
whole.
a
Yeah,
problem.
yeah.
He led it. You know that campaign, though it did not, because it was
Yeah.
all on abstinence. But you know that is what I'm saying. Like people, let us all. It's
Everyone has a
everyone
responsibility.
has a
Everyone's
responsibility in
responsibility
doing
to
this.
see that we don't have HIV in our country and in the world at large. So don't sit down and be like, no, those things are for Momo, those things are for Frank, those things are for Gloria, or even
All
the leaders.
health
No,
workers,
everyone
all
is
what?
concerned. You're either affected or infected. You could say that, for me, I'm safe, I don't have HIV, but you don't know. Your neighbor could be having it.
Bro, explain to those affect because people they don't know, but there is why you be like, I am affected by HIV, not actually infected. You can maybe try to explain what that could mean. Like,
Being affected and being infected, they are two different things.
yeah.
Being affected, like me, I'm infected. I have HIV and I'm HIV positive. And I have the virus in my blood. But being affected is like, I'm just going to use scenarios. Like Momo, you're HIV negative, but probably your family member or
Yeah.
your friend
And
is
that's
HIV
what
positive.
most of people
Uh-huh.
are.
Yeah.
You have one person you know who
Yes.
has HIV.
And let me
He's
tell you,
living
there
with
is
HIV.
nowhere in this world I've gone to and I've spoken or given my story, and I don't find people who have relatives who are HIV positive
Most
or
of
people who are
us.
HIV positive.
Most of us. And,
So you can say that, for me I'm safe, for me I don't have HIV, but you don't know. You can lose a friend because
You
of
can lose a
HIV.
family
You can
member.
lose a family member because of HIV, and it will affect you. You cannot say that
A
it will
lot.
not affect you. It will affect you psychologically.
Yeah.
Because you always be feeling the pain. Oh, my friend has gone, my friend has gone. It's affecting you that way. And if you
And then
took
you
the,
start
ne-
like,
the
I wish I had
I
told
know.
her this, I
If
wish
you
I had
if you
told
take
him
the,
this,
the,
yeah.
the diligence of going and talking to people, and despite your status or your standing, you go and inform them and talk about HIV. By the way, you guys realize that people don't want to talk about HIV, or people think that if you talk about HIV, you're HIV positive.
Yeah. Me, I've had it all the time. People inbox me, people send me texts. My close friends, some of them who knew me before I started in this world of sexual reproductive health and rights, I can swear to you, no one can say I am sure Maureen is not or she is, because they feel like if you talk about it, then that one is now a born case. But why? Why would you have to first think like that?
It is
know.
because you're passionate about the advocacy, because you're passionate about the HIV to see that it is reduced, and it is like young people like stop contracting it. So
And let me tell you, if
and-
people change that perspective, we are going to reach that goal. If people, cease to think that talking about HIV is a crime, talking about HIV is forbidden, and we all stand up and we work together and we join hands and we talk about HIV, we advocate for the rights of young people living with HIV and people living with HIV at large, we advocate for a world free from HIV. Trust me, we are going to reach that goal of no HIV in the world. But if we still have that thing in community, in society, that I'm not supposed to talk about HIV, if I come out and talk about HIV, I'm HIV positive, we're not going to reach that goal.
Still like talking about like internal stigma, because I've been in your world. I've been there for a long time, and I see me like I speak for both. Yeah, I don't want to say I'm on this side or this side. There are also those issues that are in there internally, like you guys. It's not like maybe self-stigma, but even you young people, that network, like the group, I feel like there is a lot that is needed for them. Like we still lack a lot. I don't know how to put it, but me, I've seen a lot of gaps. Yeah, I've seen a lot of gaps in the community of young people living with HIV, and I'm like, guys, let us, the self-stigma cannot go out. I don't know why. It is really hard, Gloria. Like, it is really hard. If you yourself cannot accept
I know,
firsthand,
I
and you're
know.
like, you know what?
but it can go away after accepting.
Yes,
Exactly,
like
exactly.
to accept.
Yeah.
Even you see, like we say, you disclose your what, but they will tell you, they will just disclose in their circles. Because we've had issues where like you get out there, you get a partner, you don't actually tell them. Yeah, you don't tell them.
Because you fear they're going to leave you,
They're
they're going to then talk about
But
you.
trust me, I would want you to tell me before, and I know what I'm going
before
for.
going far.
Because even though you protect me how much, and you're like, I was protecting you, I will never understand that. There is how I will not understand it. So I feel like if the more you keep it, and you feel like I would say,
The more
human
dangerous
beings
it is.
won't understand. We are human beings. We are human beings. So I feel like there is that gap, the soft stigma. I don't know what you're trying to do about it, but the young people, there is a lot of self stigma there, a lot. And before we cannot achieve fighting stigma, if even us ourselves cannot get over it, they cannot get over it really. Because when you reach like in society, they will not disclose it. I've seen it many times. They will not. And I don't know, because I also want to internally understand this, whether the way we disclose, whether it's the right way. That's also one thing. Are we disclosing the right way?
Okay, talking about self-stigma, you know, we as young people or people living with HIV, as I say, it's so hard to disclose to someone. But it all comes out if you believe in yourself, if you accept the fact that you are HIV positive and love yourself of who you are, because you cannot change. This is a lifetime thing, understand? Even if you hate yourself, trust me, you're hurting yourself more. It's not helping you at the end of the day. So young people or people living with HIV should know it all starts with you. If you love yourself and appreciate yourself and accept yourself, trust me, even the external stigma will not affect you. Even disclosure will be so easy, because you would love to protect other people. You would love to see that we have to end, you know, the HIV in our country. And talking about the measures of how to disclose, many people disclose wrongly.
Yeah, that's what I want you to also hit on that.
Many people disclose
the right way.
Can I say in the perspective of relationships or
Yeah, you can give both.
At least
If
the
in
first
in the
step.
relationship, and maybe
The first step, I feel like, if you can gain courage to disclose to your partner and they support you, you know, you need much more support for you to go and disclose out there. So you can start from your closest people you have. So let's talk about relationships. How do you really think they are coming out the right way to come and tell you time? You see?
you know, most people in a relationship, we call it disconnect couples, where one is positive, another one is negative. Most people who are HIV positive fear to disclose. Why? They think that they're going to check them, like that, you know, that nowadays they use checking. They're going to hate them. They're going to go and talk about them in the society, how they're HIV positive. But I think the best thing, and one of the cores of a relationship in a disconnect couple, is disclosure. When you disclose, someone is going to support you, someone is going to help you take your drugs, someone will remind you, someone will be there for you in case of anything. How do we disclose? Never and never text someone that you're HIV positive.
I know. I know.
supposed
Never.
to be a
That
face
makes more sense.
discussion.
Yeah, like you send like a text like,
Hey,
hi,
I'm HIV positive.
you know what, I'm HIV.
You will call someone, by the way.
I know.
Never, I never tell someone on a call that I'm HIV positive.
Yeah.
No, don't.
Yeah.
Still, you'll kill someone. You know, I'm taking this
Shock, you
jokingly.
just shock.
I'm
I
taking
know.
this, but
I
this
know.
happened.
Yeah.
The best way, call that person, go to a cool place when you feel you're ready, by the way. Disclosure, because you might disclose, but you're not ready to face the consequences, because it's either negative or
you have
positive.
to be
You
ready
have to
for
be
anything that comes
not
out.
even like even to be sure that this is the right person. I'm
Yeah, not
with.
everyone.
Not everyone.
Yes.
And you know, we are in a relationship because we after some things, you know. But the question is, where are you going? Like you and your partner. Are you heading for marriage? Are you going for
What
are
kind
you,
of relationship are you in?
like
Are you
what
just
kind of relationship? Are you
like
just
banging buddies,
like are you having
or
just
are
sex,
you
then after
like
sex
having future plans?
there is no future? So
Yeah.
I think that is where you're saying
Yeah,
that
at least
you can,
disclose to someone
that
who
you know
you see that
the
this
future,
person,
you
yeah,
have the
this
future
person I'm
with.
going to be with him. This person I can trust him with my life. Or this person is trustworthy, has been faithful to me, and he really deserves to know. But I would not advise you to disclose to someone when you have already had sex.
Okay, they are listening.
At least before having sex, make sure
Yeah.
that you tell
You
that person.
build that trust.
Because that person will hurt you more if you tell him or her that you know what, I'm HIV positive after sleeping with that person.
Yeah, true.
That person can even kill you.
Trust me.
And you know, shocking, you can even have unprotected sex.
Why would
And you know, it's possible. Things are in community.
Yeah.
They are there.
Yeah.
Or
I don't want to
if
say
you
no.
can't do it personally, if you can't take your partner to a quiet place and disclose, you can use counselors.
Take them to,
Take them to your health facility,
As-
to your counselor,
yeah,
to
there
your
is a way
doctor,
you
to
always
peer
make them.
educators, and talk to them and tell them, you know what, I have a friend of mine, I want to disclose to him, but Vigani, you can help me. They know all the skills, how they can do it.
Kuba kyemmanyi kiri kimu. If you disclose to someone yet you don't even have enough information, because when you disclose, you don't only say I'm HIV positive.
Yes.
You have to add on
I
like,
know,
what are
yes.
those
Yeah,
ways,
you-
how can we
you
live
teach
together
the
and
other,
all
yeah.
that.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
a whole package.
The package.
So do you really think as young people have all that information enough for us to disclose to our partners?
And then after you teach the partner, and then
Yeah, or
after
can
you
you have all that?
like you
Because,
educate like the
you're
partner.
like-
This is how it is.
Yeah.
This is how we can go about it.
Yeah.
I can say that 10% out
Yeah.
of 100% have the full information,
Yeah, a package.
the
Where you
needed
know,
information on how to disclose and about HIV.
so far it's like 10%.
Even as people living with HIV, we have not taken responsibility to know what is the current research about HIV, what is, the right information. Because in the community we live in, there are very many myths and misconceptions. People believe if I touch you, I'm going to infect you. People still believe these things.
Don't touch my cup.
Don't touch my cup. Don't wear my clothes. Don't sleep with me. I'm going to infect you, or you're going to be
Like
infected.
body to body.
Exactly. People don't know that someone can be born with HIV. People
Yeah.
don't know that you can actually live without HIV, live with HIV, and not infect someone. We call it undetectable equals to untransmittable, or
You
being
equals
suppressed.
you.
Yes,
Yeah.
being suppressed. People don't know. People have not taken diligence.
They are tebagala kumanya.
Tebafaayo,
As long
tebagala
as I
kumanya.
gamba nti I'm
You
HIV,
understand?
I'm living with
So-
HIV, kiba kiwedde. Bannange, people, let us.
Take responsibility. Take your
Yeah,
responsibility. Take diligence to go and know about HIV. Because at the end of the day, if you're HIV positive, that doesn't make sense when you have something in your blood that you actually don't even know about.
And you're gonna hurt people. You're gonna hurt them and they will hurt you. Human beings, you know how it goes. You're after sleeping with me, then you come and disclose to me whereby you're gonna nakoma, or you just say, Banangi, I'm living with HIV. Full stop. Kati, what do you expect that
Yeah,
as a
from the
human
other
being
person,
to do,
yeah.
honestly? Because I really think disclosure is a whole package where you can want to do it, but if you know you can't have all that package, look for a counselor, look for someone
someone
you
who
know.
can,
Look for a peer. Look
Yeah,
for people
look
like
someone,
me.
Yeah. You can look for her.
And even me,
Can
I'm
easily
just
see
here.
her.
I'm
You can
also,
look for me.
yeah.
We are
Especially,
can,
here.
yes.
But because I feel if you have all that information, it is hard. People have empathy. We have empathy. It is inbuilt. It is hard for someone to just walk away. I mean, when you're a human being and you're like, no,
And
no,
when
I
you
don't
have
want
done
to
it in
hear.
the right
When
time
you
and
disclose
right
in
way.
the right way, it will really be hard for someone to walk out of your face. Yeah, so
At least if someone, for me, what I always tell those young people living with HIV who have partners, boyfriends and girlfriends, and they think they're going to leave them, if someone is meant to be yours, even if you're HIV positive, that person will always stay.
that
If someone
being
really
said,
loves you, it will not matter. He will tell you, I don't care. for me, I love you.
Kati
So if
tubulire.
someone goes and you have this close to them,
Finally,
let them
we-
go. Let them
We've
go.
reached where we want.
Listen, guys. Are you seeing
No,
someone?
they should know. They should know.
Yeah, by the way, like on a serious note, are you seeing someone?
Oh my God.
We don't need names.
Yeah, we
I just
don't
want
need
to know how is your love life.
Yeah, but he's there.
I know
But-
there is.
Eh?
There is always that one
I
person.
mean, I have a very handsome guy.
Wow.
You're also cute, by the way. Like, let
Yeah,
me
of
tell
course,
you,
yeah.
guys, the more we stop
And
being
actually, he's
sad.
loving, he's supportive, he knows my status, and we're moving on.
Yeah.
I'm about even to get married.
Wow. Anyway, you're
Yeah.
old enough, I guess. So
Yeah.
I'm going to play the mom roles right now. I'm not going to play
And I
those.
will also do the
The
daddies,
uncle.
the uncles,
The
the koja, the koja.
But like, I'm really happy
Yeah,
for
but
you.
yeah.
If you are seeing someone, I'm happy for you.
But you know, we can go about this for the whole day, the whole evening, talking about this. But for the interest of time, but the conversation can go on. You can ask any question if you're watching that we've not talked about
Yeah, I
it, and then
saw-
it is really burning you. Yeah, there is someone who says that great deliberations.
Yeah.
That is bad. That
And
is
by
my
the way,
that
we
is
had
my
started
mentor.
a live show before and it went
Ah.
off, but we had seen comments from you guys and we thank you.
Yeah.
We
His
saw-
part is my mentor. It really makes sure that I'm in line with what I really do love.
That's awesome.
I really appreciate your words, your kind words. Like every day, guy, wake up, man. We need to hustle. We need to do this. Yeah, you know,
don't
someone to
hustle
text
much.
you like man, the hustle is supposed to move on. So we go and then we see what is happening in the other world.
Yeah.
So for the today's discussions, we are happy with you watching your questions. I've seen Josh in the first video where he said great job. Yeah, but that one was we had network
Yeah,
today, poor
network.
network did, but of course we had to make sure that this show happens. Yeah,
With a
for
wonderful-
so your last we start with the guest or we start with you the last words for the viewers and then
No, yeah, I know the last
yeah,
words, but
because you know
share one more with you. She's, by the way, just you know what we had talked about. First, kuba wakalango tugende.
yeah, because you know for the Kalango plus there's something that she didn't talk about. Maybe she's going to talk about now. She's an artist. She's the musician.
Let her talk for herself.
Okay, yeah, cool.
Please do.
Okay, thank you so much. Part of my advocacy is through music and edutainment, and I sing songs that entertain and at the same time educate. That
Apart
combines
from
the
you being
educate.
a lawyer,
Yes.
never you people. Like someone
Oh, no,
even out
lawyer.
of that stigma that she went through in high school, in primary school, at university, that things we were not told them. Out of all that, she is still standing. She's standing strong. She's a lawyer.
She's
in her
moving.
final year.
She's moving on. She's doing her stuff. She's doing well.
And then for
And what
my
helped
friends
me
think
is
I'm good at
accepting
No,
myself.
badly.
Yeah, I believe that HIV does not define me. I can be anything I want in life. I can follow my dreams. I can achieve my goals. I
Yeah.
can do anything. So to all people out there who think that HIV or having HIV is the end of life, it's not the end of life. You can still look beautiful like me. You can still look healthy. You can study even more than me. You know, you can achieve your dreams. You can
Tap
achieve
in
your
your
goals.
talent.
Just what you have to do, love yourself, appreciate yourself, accept the fact that you're HIV positive, take your drugs, take care of yourself.
By the actually like you repeat that about medication. Yeah.
Adhere to your drugs because your drugs are your life. If you don't take ARVs, you're going to be dead. And
They
we are going to
become part
bury you.
of your life.
Let them be part of your life. Love your drugs like the way you love your life. Because if you don't take your drugs, no life for you. That's the fact. So take your drugs very well, and I believe you can make it. So
Wow.
it's not the end of life. And to all people who are not HIV positive and they're stigmatizing, it's high time to change your mind.
And
It's high time,
Mindset.
it's high
You
time
must
to run
change.
away from ignorance and know about HIV and test for HIV, know your status, know how you're standing, and the last thing, protect yourself. Stay safe, be safe.
Well, Do you want to add after
No,
that?
no, I'm not adding anything really.
Yeah. Yeah, for now we thank you. We thank you for viewing. We thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And we thank you for sharing this information with your friends. Wow. And Butter, I saw your comment. I read your comment. But Ambuze, thank you. Is also one of my mentors. So thank you for that. We are improving. By the time so things are going to be good, and then you have that good video. But for now, we thank you. We sign out. Catch on when? On Sunday.
Yeah, on Sunday.
On Sundays. So on Sundays.
Yeah, and what platforms do you?
Yeah, platform.
Your
Yeah.
music on
Yeah,
YouTube?
your music.
Yeah, my music is on YouTube. You can look out for me. I use Nawanyaga Gloria. Such a Glosh, that is my Facebook name. And the one I use for stage, my stage name is Glosh Madonna. Madonna is not just a, by the way, that is
There
my
is
real
a
name.
lot of information.
That is my real name.
behind
Yeah.
Madonna, I know.
Yes. So you can also go and look out for me on Instagram, still the same names, on Twitter, and you can follow me. Even WhatsApp, I'm there.
Yeah, you're going to
And
get
in
all
case
the
of
information
anything,
you
you want some counseling, you want information about HIV, don't hesitate to contact either Momo or Frank. I'll always be available for you.
You're amazing.
Yeah.
Trust me.
Bye bye.
Bye. We sign out.